Prayers.
Are you ready?
It's not about counting. It's about.
Yeah, you know this. You think you can tell us what to do, huh? You think that you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better?
You're damn right, Jace.
And bow to the mask.
Have 379,000 points to face John Moxley.
Bring it down.
And welcome to another edition of the SmackDown Showdown. I'm one of your hosts, Venomous Vincent, alongside, as always, Matt Mad Dog Kelly, the news guy. What is going on, Matt?
Hi there. What a great show tonight. Cody Rhodes. Woo! Can't wait to get into it.
Yes, Cody Rhodes.
See our faces. Here we go. See, you didn't have to tell me I did it on my own this time. Whoa.
Well, you waited about 10 seconds after I introduced the show.
Well, sorry, I rushed into it. I'm a little excited. We got Cody Rhodes back again, Vince. You don't seem excited about Cody Rhodes, our champion of the world.
Definitely not.
Oh, wait, that's Roman. I'm sorry. I'm messing the champions up now.
I gotta tell you something real quick.
Yeah,
trash.
You really think
trash?
Really?
Yes.
Really? Huh?
Absolutely.
Trash.
What do you think is next for our golden boy champion, as they're portraying him as?
Well, I think he might be actually hurt.
That eye injury, man. Ooh, that eye. Damn.
I think he's really hurt, and I think him not being on the Backlash card shows it.
Well, I don't know if you know this. They took him off the Backlash card. It was supposed to be Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes in the main event. Now that I don't think Cody Rhodes is even going to be on the card for Backlash. And Randy, like I said to you off the show, has not been seen since Mania.
Well, I was gonna say here's the situation with that is they were actually supposed to make him champion one more time before he retires, and he's actually hurt behind the scenes, and that's why they didn't make him champion.
Well, what happened was, from what I read, and God, it's a lot of shit's been wrong, but a lot of shit's been right too. Apparently, they decided, because of the backlash with the Pat McAfee Jelly Roll storyline, WWE decided to shift gears and go a different way. Keep Cody champion, take Randy off TV for a while, I guess. This is their strategy. And let McAfee and Jelly Roll just exit out of the whole storyline to begin with. So their whole WrestleMania build they did for like 3 weeks backfired on them big time. And then that's what happened.
That's bad. That's bad booking by TKO. I mean, that's TKO not letting Triple H keep the reins.
Right. And the TKO basically said, hey, happy early birthday. Woo! Like I said, TKO just they wanted, as a business side of it, so they wanted to bring influencers and Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee into this whole thing. They thought it was going to sell tickets, and it actually backfired on them. Well, I told you they wanted Bad Bunny, and they couldn't get Bad Bunny. They're still wanting him, by the way. They still want Bad Bunny. From what I've heard.
Quote me on this, but I guarantee you by the end of this year, beginning of next year, Triple H will not be there no more. I have a feeling he'll be
all
exiting
the belts
soon.
in the background. funny. I got that joke. Hi, Katie.
He would,
Yeah.
he's going to be exiting.
So I agree with you. I think the story sucks, and they need to do something better with Cody. And I don't know what they're gonna do now. I really thought it was gonna be him and Randy going into this, and now they're taking Randy off. So it's very interesting to see what happens next. But starting off the show, speaking of Cody, this is why I bring it up, is because he comes out. And then all of a sudden, it comes out after Cody, Vince, after Cody blabs for 5 minutes.
Well, wait a minute. We didn't talk about Cody Rhodes and Ricky Starks.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Who came out during Cody's blah, 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 blah? Ricky Starks. Thank you for said it for you said it yourself. Ricky Starks came out
trash
from AEW days, if you remember that. Ricky,
trash.
Ricky came out and said that he is the #1 guy on SmackDown, and that he will show Cody Rhodes up later on in a match, because they're gonna have a match later on in the show. And he says he's there to win the championship. You see, it wasn't on the line tonight, but Ricky says I'm here to win that, which is not the belts behind you, but the gold belt that looks ugly, and I hate. So yeah, that belt. Anyway, yeah. Do you have any thoughts on Ricky Saints or Ricky Starks coming out to the ring? This was great, wasn't it?
Well, they have to get this ready, because I guarantee you he's not going to be there long. He is. They're going to do the same exact thing they're doing to him, the Powerhouse Hobbs. They don't have nothing
really
for
think
him.
So?
Oh,
no way. They can't mess him up.
He's AEW.
They can't screw him up.
Name one AEW wrestler that they've done good to.
AEW wrestler, you mean?
Yeah, you can't use Cody.
I don't know. I don't have one, really.
You're exactly right. You don't know, because there is none. There is none.
I mean, besides Cody, there's really nobody else who's been, over there, went to WWE. I mean, okay, I guess if you have to say Paige, but Paige was with WWE before.
Use her.
She went to
I would
AEW
say Blake
for
Monroe.
the house down, and then went back to WWE. So I could say Paige.
You can't use Paige. Paige was WWE before AEW.
Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, you're right. There is nobody.
What about Blake Monroe?
I thought she was better in AEW, yeah. You don't think so? I mean, that story she did with Tony Storm was story of the year.
Oh yeah, I think it was great. I think signing these guys over to WWE, I think it's just it's kind of like playing hot potato. One leaves a company, then go to the other company, then they leave and they go back. It's like hot potato. You don't think if Paige left WWE, she wouldn't go back to AEW? It's just playing hot potato.
I mean, she took Tony Khan's money, and you and I both know she took Tony Khan's money. And then after that, she went back to WWE. That was just crazy. The biggest one, if I wonder, before we're doing this, is I wonder if Jericho went back, right? If Jericho went back, how would have that would have went? Would it been a retirement? Would it been a whole thing? He didn't. He's with AEW. Obviously, he was just on Collision on Saturday. I watched it last weekend. But it's interesting. It really is interesting to see. But no, I agree with you. These guys, but then again, I do have to counter argue though, man. Say WWE is a different system. AEW is different than what WWE is. It's a system and it's a whole thing, and they have to transfer everybody over into their system and their process, characters and on the mic. And Ricky has that. I'm not gonna lie. And Blake Monroe has that. And Jade does not have that, but Jade still looks awesome doing what she does. So But yeah, I mean, it's just part of the system. You know that. I know that. You know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Yes. So Ricky comes out and he challenges Cody. So we're gonna get Cody versus Ricky. Woo! So exciting. Ricky's first match or second match. Yay! All right. Let's get into it afterwards. Afterwards, we have a recap of Fatal Influence. That was a lot of fun. What do you think about them? They got called up. And now here they are, and they are running SmackDown, it looks like, on the women's side.
I mean, let's be honest. This is just a ripoff of the group that Andy Rose had.
Right, right.
That's
No,
all this
look,
is.
I love them. So that's just how, you know, that's just how I say.
I mean, I
here,
think they're
trash.
really good too.
Oh,
Sorry, I didn't
come
mean to push
on.
that.
No,
I didn't- I
not
didn't-
to
I didn't push
disrespect
that.
my girl, Jacy.
I didn't
Trash.
push, and I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It happened again. I'm
Trash.
sorry. Oh God!
I gotta
sorry, I'm
delete
sorry.
that. I gotta find the delete button on that. Anyway, yeah, you're smart because you know. Anyway, they're going back to this whole thing. Jacy, Jayne, and Fatal Influence go in the ring, and they're in a match. Well, Jacy's in a match against the Queen Charlotte Flair. And before this, by the way, we got this whole thing with Rhea Ripley saying, "Hey, if you need some help, I can come to help you," and blah blah blah. Because that whole thing got scrapped, by the way. I don't know if you know that, but we talked about it last Friday that, you know, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io and Rhea, that got scrapped completely. And Kairi Sane's in Japan. I don't know if she's wrestling in Japan, but I know she moved back to Japan, and that was one of the reasons why she wanted to leave WWE. It's like she wanted to leave, and WWE was releasing her anyway because they didn't see anywhere going with that story. But it's a shame because I thought there was something there with that story. Anyway, going on to this was the first match between Jacy and Charlotte, and you know what? I was happy Jacy won, but I really didn't care for this match all that much. I don't know.
I think you can just tell a lot. Listen, we're gonna get to the other matches later on, but a lot of the women I've watched tonight are over their prime, and you can definitely tell by watching the first match with Charlotte. You can tell Charlotte is just a shell of what she was back at like WrestleMania 38 when she was doing her high flying moves. I'm not going to say that she still doesn't do it, but they don't look as good as they did back then.
Well, I mean, the thing is, she had some ring rust before when she came back, and maybe that ring rust is still there. I don't know. I agree with you. She doesn't look as sharp as she should be, and Jacy was selling a lot for her tonight. I was surprised to see Jacy get the victory, but, you know, Fatal Influence once again got involved to help Jacy win. So I'm not too, you know,
I don't think she has much
surprised
time.
about that.
I think she probably has a good maybe 2 years.
No, yeah, I agree. It's just, I don't know. I wasn't feeling this, to be honest with you, man. Anyway, after the match, something very interesting. Rhea Ripley comes out, right? And all of a sudden, Jacy, Jayne, and Fatal Influence kind of try and push her into Charlotte. And then after that, they back out. And then it turns out that Rhea and Charlotte handshake. So I guess maybe some sort of tag match going on between Alexa, I guess, Rhea, and possibly now maybe who is it? Charlotte Flair against Fatal Influence, maybe. I don't know. I guess that's what
You ever
they're planning
realize
now.
You ever stop and think about something? Do you ever realize that when they have these storylines with these divas, about maybe a month or two after, maybe even longer of the storyline, they all become friends and they like go out and help each other out when it's like, it just doesn't like this, like that doesn't add up. Like how in 3 months ago you were battling this girl and you hated her. Now all of a sudden she's saving your ass. Like, come on.
That could be a TKO booking strategy where they're trying to make WWE more family friendly. I have a story later on that's actually bullshit. That, actually that they're saying they're targeting WWE and they're trying to make the TKO is trying to make it more family friendly. Do you know why they're trying to do this? No? Yes?
Trying to ruin
No?
wrestling.
No. Who owns ESPN? Who owns the streaming?
Disney.
Now,
Disney.
breaking news, by the way. I'll break the news. I had in my stories for later, but I'll say it here. CW gets the exclusive rights and ESPN Plus for the NXT PLEs now. Who owns ESPN? Disney. And what does Disney want, bro? Disney wants it family friendly. They want a product where kids can still watch WWE. So that's why they want all this. They want everybody to be friends and happy and this, that, and the other. And they don't want dark characters. I heard a story today. They don't want dark characters. Then Meltzer came out. He said it was bullshit and that they do want dark characters. Well, fun fact with MADDOG, by the way, that's also a new thing we're doing here on the channel. I've been doing that a lot in the comments. Turns out Dark Alexa Bliss retired. Somebody tweeted her on last week, and she said that the character is retired. So Disney doesn't want any of this. And I'm blaming them because they own the ESPN and they own the streaming rights for all WWE PLEs. Because apparently, from what Meltzer said, I don't know if true or not, true it is, apparently that did not come from higher ups that they fired the Wyatts and Aleister Black and Kairi Sane and all the people who got released, apparently. But it was just they had no stories for them. So I don't know what it is, man. I don't. But I know this for a fact. They want a family-friendly image. Disney does. TKO does.
Well, I'm gonna already tell you. I'm already going to tell you. Bringing Aleister Black was a mistake. They had nothing for him to begin, even to start the time that he came back at.
Well, they only did it.
And the Wyatt
Selena Vega wanted him back. I don't know if you heard that rumor, but that's what I read. Yesterday morning when I woke up before I went to my doctor's appointment. I was reading that they wanted him back because Selena wanted him back.
Well, the whole Wyatt thing, bro, that I knew that from the get-go that wasn't going to work. That they had nothing. That storyline
after my family tree. Of course, had nothing for them. That's why they got released, man. It was not because WWE hates dark characters. No, I do see it. I do see that being true in a way because, like I said, the image of Disney and the streaming and ESPN. But I also have to say, I don't see it being true because none of these guys had stories. The only story that was interesting was the Kairi Sane, Asuka, Io, and Rhea thing. I think that was the only big one. But apparently, Kairi Sane wanted to go to Japan. So she wanted out of WWE. So it was like a mutual parting ways kind of thing. Supposedly. Right. Anyway, moving on from this. What were you gonna say? Go ahead. You could say that. Bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say what else we got.
After the match, we get the backstage, I believe, with Paige and Brie. They're backstage watching it. Possibly Charlotte and, as you know, Charlotte and Alexa were tag teaming against them at Mania. So, and they say they're focused on, they're impressed by Fatal Influence, but they're focused on the Irresistible Forces later on tonight. We'll get to that match. Then we had R-Truth talking with Fraxium. And then he mistakes them for the Los Americanos. This is just our truth being our truth. And Damian Priest comes over and he basically says that they are defending the tag team titles tonight. And right after that, Vraxium are game to take the opportunity. And, then they were like, okay, fine. So, yeah, so that happened. Then we got to the best part of the night. Don't you agree, Minnie? The best part of the night. You know what's next on the card? No? Yes?
go ahead.
Anything? Danhausen! Mizhausen! We got the Miz.
Oh, this was a funny segment. This was a good
You know what?
segment.
Actually, I an AEW wrestler who's been successful, Danhausen. Merchandise gold. They gave him a blimp at Mania. They're gonna give him they gave him a match already. He's wrestled in the company. Danhausen. There you go. I answered my question from earlier. Your question from earlier.
All right, I'll give you Danhausen.
Come on, man. He's a gold mine for this company. My t-shirt's in the drawer, but I bought the Elimination Chamber t-shirt. I had to. I actually have 2 Danhausen shirts, believe it or not. I have one from AEW on Pro Wrestling Tees. You can't get them anymore. And then I have one from WWE. So that's pretty cool, actually. But come on now, man. This is the best thing they got going. The Miz and Danhausen and Kit Wilson. No? Nothing?
No. I mean, listen.
Fine, I tried. Where's the trash thing?
Listen, there are times that it's good, and then there's times that it fails. Like, I mean, obviously the wedding one they did was pretty good. That was pretty funny. This one was okay. I mean, I don't think it really. I mean, I don't understand how.
We're gonna get them later on, obviously, but in this little break, we see Danhausen. They're in the back. They're talking about setting up a trap for him. Danhausen shows up. He sees the sign, opens the briefcase full of cash, and then there was supposed to be a trap going off. Wilson and Miz open the case, and they got a face full of powder. Moderately, like I said, I thought it was funny. And then we go back to our second match of the night, which I didn't see much of this because I'll be honest with you, I was playing the new Zombies map. That's what I was doing tonight. So I was kind of in and out during this because I was trying to focus on how to build Pack-a-Punch because it's a pain in the ass on that new map. Anyway, it was R-Truth and Damian Priest versus Vraxium. So from what I saw, this was fun match.
Not really.
I think Damian Priest is better a singles wrestler, but hey, you know what? Okay, I guess.
I mean, listen, again, they made Damian Priest a champion, right? He held the belt for a couple months. He lost it. They have nothing for him. They have nothing for R-Truth. So they put them together as a tag team.
Fans went crazy when he came back. Remember that? Oh, it was real. Oh, it was fake. And then on that Netflix show, you said this actually to me. The Netflix show kind of revealed that it was all fake anyway. And he was never fired from the company.
Well, I would tell you what. They've ruined their reputation because now that show's come out, you don't know what to believe.
So it's a lot of bullshit and a lot of, spewing and a lot of, it's like.
Yeah, it's a lot. You're right. There's a lot.
Here's the thing I liked, right? Back in the day, you remember it, the pipe bomb. It peeled back the curtain. Now WWE is inviting everybody behind the curtains to see what they do. And I get that they want more eyes in the company. And trust me, the show's brought eyes to the company big time and brought more fans to the company too, especially for Netflix owning the Raw streaming rights and the international rights as well. But like I said, though, it really, you're right. There's a fine line between what they're showing is real and then what they're, you to believe and what not to believe, because there is a lot going on. And then there's the dirt sheets who make it 10 times worse, saying this, And then they say something else the following week saying, no, that did not happen. Or that wrestler, like Anna Jay, she came out on Twitch stream the other night and literally said, no, the bullshit is not true. And I am, my contract's coming up with AEW, but I'm not, looking to go to WWE anytime soon. I'm going to most likely resign, she said, or something like that. So she didn't say that exactly, but she said that, a lot of the rumors are bullshit. So I agree with you about that for sure. But from what I saw, this was a fun little match. Damian Priest, R-Truth retains. I don't know. Where's that trash thing? Because that's what this is. I'll tell you. It's just bad.
Well,
anyway,
you gotta say one thing.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Trash.
That's what it is. You were gonna say something good?
No, I already said it. You're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Anyway, I don't care for this. Moving on, we have this was great. Don't tell me otherwise. This was my favorite part of the night. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. It was Tamatanga, I think. Tamatanga, Tangaloa, right?
Chimichanga?
Chimichangas. Yeah.
Chimichangas against
Oh,
who?
man, no. Seriously.
Tacos?
Oh, man, I had them the other night. They were very good. My mom made them. Thank you for asking. Anyway, she makes this like homemade sauce. It's very good. Anyway, we got Talatanga. I have to say that right. And he basically, says that, talks to Solo. And he was really hoping that he was going to, be, and that they were going to, just, maybe that he was going to step up more. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going. I'm surprised my family tree did not get cut. I'll be honest with you. As much as I love these guys, they also probably should have gotten cut, except for Solo. I think Solo has a lot of potential there. Still in WWE. So, what do you think of this segment here?
I'm not gonna lie. I get overwhelmed with these guys. I just don't know where they're going with them. I mean, they
should have gotten fired, man. They should have gotten fired. In reality,
Fatu
I don't
now
know why they didn't
Solo.
release these guys.
They're trying to break them all up.
I'm telling you, man, they're gonna get released soon. Half of these guys, there's more cuts coming, bro. Don't think there's not more cuts coming. More cuts are coming. My family tree's on that list. They have to be. Much as I love these guys and I rave about them every single week on our show, nothing's going for them at this point except for Solo. And even tonight, it seems like they're trying to bury Solo by Shakeup. So yeah, I really don't know where any of this goes. I hope Solo is safe. I think he is. But as for the rest of them, I agree with you. I think they're gonna, if they release the Wyatts, then they were gonna release my family tree. They're next. That's just how I feel, though.
There's a lot of people on that list that I can say
for them. So,
right.
Anyway, moving on from that, we come back. They recap about my family tree, and then Solo and Tala are still in the ring. And Solo wants heat, and no one's really saying. So he said that Jacob Fatu made a big mistake by calling him out last week, and that he basically destroyed my family tree, and it was this whole thing. And I gotta say, I love Solo. I think he's great, but this did not hit it for me. I don't see what the feud is here when the big story is Roman versus Jacob. Jacob said that at the end of the show. I'm coming for you, Roman. we'll see Roman's response on Monday. Go check out the Raw review show after Raw on Monday nights. They have a review show, and they will cover the whole Roman Reigns side of it. We'll cover the Jacob side when we get later on here, but I don't know, man. I didn't care for any of this. I don't know why. It breaks my heart, really, because I love Solo. I love my family tree. It's just, this ain't doing it for me.
Yeah, I get it. It's not doing it for me either.
They need better booking, bro. I would understand Solo versus Jacob, something, but they threw Jacob to Roman. Why? It makes no sense. This feud between Roman and Jacob is such a fast feud. I don't even care for it. I'm sure the match is going to be good. I'm sure of it. Jacob is good. Roman is good. I'm sure the match will be good. And they're billing it as the main event of Backlash now, as the big headlining match. I'm not that excited for it because it feels too rushed. Everything now feels rushed. The freaking Mania story feels rushed with the whole Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll thing and the Randy and Cody thing. And now we're, keeping, Randy Orton off now, and he's not going to be a Backlash. And it's just a mess, man. It really is. I don't like it. I don't. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what happens. This is what happens when you have a company take over a company that was doing good things. This is what happens.
No, I agree with you. And you know what it's missing? You said it many times on the show before, and I'm going to say it's missing. I hate to say this, but it's missing the McMahon charm. It's missing Vince McMahon.
Of course it is.
Now, I'm not going to say Vince McMahon, everything he did was a banger and everything he did was great. No. Not everything Vince did was fantastic. But I do have to say some of the storylines Vince did do were definitely home run hitters. Some of them. Some of the biggest moments in WWE were home run hitters.
I believe that.
Yeah. Seen it, the corporation, the Stone Cold, John Cena versus Rock. I mean, we've seen some of the stuff. Cody coming back was all Vince McMahon. 2022, you were there in Texas when it happened. When Mania. That was McMahon. That wasn't TKO. That wasn't Amari Emanuel or whoever's running the show now, Triple H or Shawn Michaels or, whoever else is there. I don't know, or Nick Khan, I guess. I think the president of the TKO or whatever, or WWE, whatever he is. It's different now, and it just feels so corporate. And it's not the good kind of corporate, like Raw versus, like Stone Cold corporate. This feels so like business model, like, my t-shirt from the shop, I
mean, dude, here's the problem. It was bound to happen. I mean, they stopped taking orders and making everything in-house, and they've outsourced all their t-shirts and things to Fanatic. Okay. Now Fanatic has their hands in everything, autographs, conventions, anything has to do with the wrestlers. It's Fanatic. And that's why everything's so damn expensive.
That's why I met Paige right before she signed with the company, because it wasn't that much. Now her Fanatics, I told you, it's like $300. It's unbelievable. It really is.
That's just TKO being greedy, man. That's all it is.
It's greed, bro. It's greed. Anyway, moving on from that, we gotta continue. As much as I can ramble to you all night, and we can go back and forth on this all night because you know how we bullshit all the time about it, and it's true because we're diehards and we know that this shit's terrible nowadays. Anyway, moving back, Sami Zayn's in the back and he finds Cody there and he calls Cody the golden boy, and he wishes he could be the golden boy. And, he says that he gets to go up against, Ricky, and he should be fortunate, and, blah, blah, blah. I really don't care for this. And then we finally get match 3, Ricky Saints or Ricky Starks, whatever the hell they're calling him these days, versus Cody Rhodes. Woo! They shook hands, and then Ricky grabbed him in a headlock, and then he dragged him around, and then after that, it seemed like Cody, tried to go for a suplex, and then they went back and forth. This was a back and forth for a little bit. This was, I don't want to say it's my favorite match of the night, but of all the matches, this was probably the most one I watched out of all the matches tonight. So yeah,
wasn't a bad match.
Kept my attention.
It wasn't a bad match.
Ricky on the main event, but you're right. Will they ruin his character or not? And that's what I'm concerned about, bro. When they call these guys up, will it ruin their characters or will it make them stronger? Sometimes it makes them stronger. Other times they get ruined and they get fired. So yeah, or get called down back to NXT. So yeah. But I thought this match was decent. What do you think? Did you have any other?
I like how he stole the Undertaker's move by walking and dancing on the top rope.
Right. That was cool. I agree. That was cool. Anyway, it was a Crossroads, and then he spiked Ricky for the win, and Cody won, and we, moving on there. Post-match. This I'm surprised about. I'm really surprised. They didn't just go 180, Vince. They went not even 360. They went 720. Okay, they did the whole switcheroo. So Gunther showed up. Gunther shows up.
So is that the new feud?
Excited.
That's the feud. Gunther and Cody is the feud coming up.
Really? You're not that excited for Gunther versus Cody? That's what we're getting, right? I mean, I have to.
And when are we getting that, in 3 months?
Probably. I mean, I don't think Randy's coming back anytime soon. Cody's off of Backlash. So yeah, SummerSlam makes sense. Yeah. Cody versus Gunther at SummerSlam. Why not?
I just think it's comical that they have nothing for Gunther for Mania, and they have nothing for Gunther for a couple months. Now all of a sudden, a light bulb pulls up in their head, and let's put Gunther with a title again. Like, is that really what we're thinking here?
No, I understand, and honestly, I really think this is my personal opinion. By the way, I want to make it very clear. I just want to let you know this is my personal take. I think if Brock did not retire at Mania, we would have had Gunther versus Brock at SummerSlam, where Brock would have retired. Oh, and by the way, people are selling their SummerSlam tickets. They advertise tickets to buy. People are selling their SummerSlam tickets because they thought Brock was going to retire there. I have a friend of mine. I have a buddy of mine. He's selling his tickets. He had all access pass, WWE, the whole fucking 9 yards he bought, right? He's selling it all because he thought Brock was going to retire, and Brock's not going to be there. Brock's not going to be not retiring anymore in Minnesota.
Brock really did put a bomb on them, and he really made WWE.
Man. It changed. It changed everything. I really think it would have been Gunther and Brock at SummerSlam, where Brock would have retired, but because nobody knew he was doing that at Mania against Oba, what ended up happening was now they're in the place, and now they're in this even more of a jam because WWE is losing tickets for SummerSlam. You could say they could buy them, they're on sale. They're not selling. Just like Mania tickets, bro, they're not selling. Brock was going to be the sell because everyone thought he was going to retire there. He's not now. So that's a huge deal. Anyway, we get Gunther, and they're getting tired, so I'm going to try and wrap this up. We get Gunther coming out, and it looks like Gunther just, is sleeper. And then it looks like we're gonna go Gunther and Cody. I don't know. I don't care. I think this is dumb. Whatever, moving on. After the break, we get Danhausen. Yay! This was the best part of the show, obviously. Moneymaker for WWE. This guy is great. He, the AEW did nothing with him, and now WWE is doing everything right with him. So I really feel like he fits better here in WWE than he does in AEW. Now I don't know. What do you think?
I think Danhausen, for some odd reason, I can't grasp the concept. Fans love this guy. I'm not going to say that he's not comical, but I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. I guess I don't get him. Like, I don't get R-Truth. Like, what makes these guys stand out? Like, what is, like, our WWE fans?
It's a certain sense of comedy. I want to jump in. It's a certain sense of comedy you have to have, just get it. I get it. I got 2 shirts of them.
Have we lost what real wrestling is and what wrestling was? Like, we've lost the concept of I understand. I know people are going to say it's entertainment. I get it. I get that. But
it is.
I guess I hate to be this guy, but I guess I'm the old grandpa going, back in my day, wrestling was wrestling. Like, yeah, did we have storylines? Yes. But we didn't have people with wearing makeup running around, opening up briefcases and stuff. We had people with makeup coming down from the Raptors and beating people up. Like, that's who had a makeup on.
Right.
So
like
it's
Sting,
just, it's hard for me to, it's hard for me to really understand WWE fans. And you know what's even worse is it's hard for me to understand how WWE fans are still spending the money on these shirts and the quality they're getting.
I am.
It's like,
they're not great. Mine's falling apart, but still have it.
But have they just lost their marbles? Like, a shirt now is $30-$40. Like,
yes, sir.
Come on. Like, honestly, we're gonna keep feeding we're gonna keep poking the bear and feeding the alligator. Like, why?
Because it's a business, and the casual fans are coming into that business. You're inviting the casuals to come in, the Jelly Roll fans, the Pat McAfee fans from football, all of that. That's why it's to get the eyes on the company. That's why they got I Show Speed at Mania. And that's why Logan Paul's a wrestler for WWE now. It's to get eyes on the company, man. And I think Danhausen brings those eyes because of those YouTube skits and all that stuff he does on YouTube. I mean, the guy's just hilarious. And the one time, Z brought it up, about he was cooking Lunchables in the microwave. I mean, who does that, man? I mean, it's just hilarious. Anyway, moving on here, we get him and he barks in front of the commentary and he gets on the mic and then he kind of plays with the crowd and then the Miz comes out. And the Miz finally says, you were right. You were right. I'm glad. I want to be uncursed. And he wants Mizhausen to finally be a thing. And then Kit Wilson comes out, the most boring, toxic person on the roster. I wish they would have fired him, and they did not. Worse than my family tree, by the way. My family tree is so much better, all 5 of them. It's better than Kit Wilson comes out and says that, he, oh God, what did he say? He said that Miz, don't do this, the thing. And then all of a sudden we find out that it was all a setup and that Miz and Kit Wilson were working together and they beat the living crap out of Danhausen. And it was just really sad to see that no one came out to help him. I think if he gets a partner, he gets a match at Backlash. I don't know if he's going to be able to find a partner. I don't know who's going to tag with them. Maybe Damian Priest will let R-Truth do it. I don't know. I know him and R-Truth
I think it's going to be Carmelo Hayes.
Talking a lot, so maybe. But
what do you think?
I don't know. The other thing I could think of, unless he's released, I have to Google it. could be Kit Wilson's former tag team partner, but I don't know if they released him or kept him around. So I have no idea. Because Kit Wilson used to be in a tag team, if you did not know, and they had another guy from that tag team. So I wonder if they're gonna bring him back. If he's still with WWE, I don't know. I have to Google that. But this segment was fun for what it was. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Thought it was one of the highlights of the night. I actually paused my zombie games to watch all that. Then we have Royce Keys in the back. And Royce Keys, I was going to say that. He'll take on Angel with Roberto, whatever his name is, after the break. So we going back from break, and Royce Keys. I don't have keys to shake, but if I did, I would shake them, obviously. He won the match. And it was a squash match, and I don't know why this happened. I don't know. Maybe to make Royce Keys more powerful. I don't know. What do you think?
Again, they don't have nothing for this guy. I don't understand what they're doing.
I think you're
it's
right.
just-
Sad.
I mean, here's my question to you. How do you make somebody that has nothing going for him on the roster? How do you make him win the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and then bring him back to having nothing again? Like, how does that make any sense?
No, I agree with you. I think they should do something. It's just, this is the thing. The writers, they're not wrestling writers. They're creative writers, like from TV shows and business side. And, they're not thinking these good storylines. And I agree with you. This is kind of the reason why we're getting what we're getting, man. And it really sucks because there's so much potential in Royce Keys or Powerhouse Hobbs or whatever you want to say. I was so excited to see him, and now we're just getting nothing with it. And that's because of these writers. It's really them to blame. It's not just SmackDown too. It's happening over on Raw. I think SmackDown's getting the worst of it, but yeah, it's really the writers and creative. And I don't know. They brought him over. He's been doing really well. He's impressed the right people. I don't think they're going to fire him. I think they're going to keep him because they just signed him. But I don't know. I feel like he could be on the chopping block if they get nothing for him soon.
Yeah, it's just bad. It's really bad writing.
Right. Moving on from that, we finally get Tiffany Stratton, and she comes, she's there, and then Chelsea Green comes over and is, she's on her foot again. Yay! Chelsea and Tiffany, we can finally give our U.S. women's title back to the U.S. greatest women's champion title of all time, Chelsea Green. You greatest U.S. title champion, by the way. Women's champion, I should say. Yeah. President Chelsea Green, by the way. I love the sound of that. Don't you think? So anyway, so Tiffany says that, she doesn't like it. And then Kiara, James, and Julia come over. I know I said that wrong, whatever. And they said, that they want a match. So Kiana James gets a match next week against Tiffany. Then we head to break, and then before we go to break, we get the gingerbread man. Yay!
This is dumb.
And then we get afterwards, we find Keys in the back. He's on the phone. Jacob Fatu is here, and they hug, actually. So Keys, actually, fun fact, they know each other. They've known each other for a really long time. Jacob and Powerhouse Hobbs, or Royce Keys, whatever he called himself. They're friends in real life, and it was a really cool moment, actually. Probably one of the coolest moments on the show to see their interaction. Two big guys, two workhorses of the company. Like I said last week, Keys did a bunch of dark matches before his debut. So yeah, very exciting there. Anyway, moving on from that, we get the we get Tala shoves Keys through the table and then choke slams through to a table. And Tala, woo! Yay! We're getting My Family Tree versus Royce Keys and Jacob Fatu after the Roman Reigns storyline is done. Yay! No. Okay. All right. I tried. This is so bad, man. I'm sorry. I can't keep a straight face. I'm trying to. I just can't. It's just so bad, bro.
About what?
This whole storyline with Keys and Fatu and the My Family Tree thing. Come on. You know it's terrible.
I mean, SmackDown really hasn't been that great lately.
No, it sucks. It was really good. The Cody versus Randy build was good up until Jelly and Pat McAfee ruined it. It was one of the best builds they had. Who was on the phone? Was it his dad? Was it not his dad? It was Pat fucking McAfee. And then after that, it was like, oh, nothing led to it. And now it's like they're trying to erase the whole thing. It's like this story didn't even exist. I'm not.
Have they figured out when they're going to do 2 hours again?
The story, man.
When's 2 hours again for SmackDown? Do you know?
Starts in July, man. Starts in July.
Oh god.
Yeah. We get another 2 months of this shit. Yay! All right, moving on. We gotta get through this because it's already midnight here. Back in the ring, we get the gingerbread man. Woo! Yay! Don't worry, Sami Zayn. Now, Sami Zayn is like a Batman. He's kind of like the Two-Face right now. You know what I mean? He's kind of reminds me of Two-Face because one minute he's all good, he's all great. Then all of a sudden he turns his face and he's like, no, I'm a villain all of a sudden. And, Batman or, I think it was Harvey in the movie said, you either, die as a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. That's what they're doing with Sami Zayn. And I can tell you right now, my friend, as a big Sami Zayn fan, this ain't working and this ain't gonna work. So I don't know what the hell they're thinking with this segment, but Sammy's talking and it's all blah, 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 blah. And then he rips up Gingerbread Man. No! So Trick Williams comes out to save the day and Trick says he wants Sammy at Backlash. So yeah, that's the segment.
Yeah, this was just really bad. I thought at one point, and because it was so stiff, I really thought at 1 second that Trick Williams was in the costume because it was so tall. Then
that's what I thought, or Little Yachty, right? Or somebody who was important to the storyline. Yeah.
And then we did the whole rest in peace, Gingerbread Man. I mean, this is just stupid. This is again bad booking, bad storylines from WWE and TKO.
Well, don't worry. The Gingerbread Man passed away tonight. So, it's very sad, very sad. He rests in pieces, apparently, according to WWE social media channel. Trick Williams will hold a funeral for him next week, by the way. So stay tuned for that. We'll be covering that.
Oh, God.
Night before Backlash next Friday. So I agree with you, man. The story's terrible. What are we doing except for Sammy and Trick at Backlash? I hope that's a good match, but I don't like this version of Sammy. I don't like.
Do you ever realize something? Do you realize after WrestleMania every year we get WrestleMania 2.0 with Backlash? It's almost the same exact card.
Yeah, it's the matches that were supposed to happen at Mania that never did happen at Mania. That's what Backlash is. It's like
but we're getting
shit that we were supposed to get. And we never got it. So they put it on.
But we're getting the same matches some of them are.
I mean, they cut a lot of matches from Mania, bro. You'd be surprised how much they cut. Anyway, moving on from that whole thing. That goes on for a while, by the way. We get Brie Bella and Paige winning the tag belts at Mania. Whoa! They won! And that brings us back to the whole Trick Williams thing about how he is going to go after Sammy and want Sammy at Backlash. And he said nobody disrespects his gingerbread man like that. So he's going to do a funeral for him next week. And then we get our 5th match of the night, the Women's Tag Team Championship match, Brie Bella Page versus the Irresistible Forces, Nia and Lash. From what I saw, this was not good. This was all over Irresistible Forces, barely Brie Bella. Page kind of saved the match. Why are we doing this?
Well,
why are they champions, Vince? Don't tell me it's to sell merchandise for Paige. She can sell out a whole shit ton of merchandise. She doesn't need the championship gold to sell her merchandise.
Well, this is what I was telling you before. These are 2 other wrestlers that really don't look good in the ring. I mean, Paige, you could tell when Paige was coming out to the ring, and then when she did her little skip, you can just tell it's not the same Paige. Like, it's not the same Paige that wowed the crowd when she left. Like, and then even the moves in the ring, like, if you actually watch, she missed like 10% of what she actually landed.
It
like,
looked terrible.
Kicks.
So did Brie Bella, by the way. Looked terrible
Brie,
too.
And Brie, it's like she's wrestling, but she's wrestling very carefully, and I get it.
She doesn't want to get hurt. Nikki got hurt. So Brie doesn't want to get hurt. That's why she's wrestling carefully. They're just, I hate to say it, they're just injury prone. It sucks. I like the Bellas. I think they're very talented. Just, they're, like you said, they're not the same anymore. I have to say, this whole match, I would have to say Nia Jax and Lash Legends, they really stole the show, especially Lash Legends, man. That girl can go. Damn. She really put both the Brie and Paige over. Yes, they lost, and Paige and Brie retained, whatever. I don't care.
They made them look good.
Lash looked like the biggest star out of all of them tonight. I don't know why, but that's what, from what I saw, that's what I came down to, at the end of this match, was Lash looked great.
Right.
Anyway, let's move on from that. That was just bad. Finally, we get I guess this was the main event. I don't understand, dude. They moved the main segment. Shakeup was supposed to talk in the main segment, supposedly. And then it was supposed to be Cody and then the thing. And they moved Sami Zayn's thing up. From what I was reading before we went on the air, they made all these changes to SmackDown tonight because they were rushed for time and this, that, and the other. So I don't know what the deal is, man. But from what my understanding was, Shakeup was supposed to talk last. Or it was supposed to be Cody and Ricky, and that didn't happen. That happened around the 9 o'clock hour. So we get the freaking Usos versus My Family Tree, and I don't understand any of this. What are we doing? Is My Family Tree and the Usos feuding, or is Shakeup and Solo feuding, or is Roman and Shakeup feuding? What are we doing with this bloodline storyline, man? Because honestly, it's all confusing and I don't understand it.
I get it.
What's there to get? There's nothing to get. How do you get it when there's nothing to get?
I understand what you're saying.
Who's feuding with you, man?
I mean,
sorry to say this, but who's fighting who here? What are we doing?
I don't know. I wish I could tell you what we're doing, but realistically,
Thank you. Yes.
We're not doing something smart.
Right? If you think I'm crazy, tell me, man, because honestly, what's going on here? It's like 6 different stories. They're all in the same blood family, whatever. I don't care. It's just who's fighting who.
I don't think people know.
Exactly. Why were the Usos there? I don't get this. And then Shakeup interrupts at the end. Now, look, the match was okay. Not going to lie. Usos do their thing. It was fine. I can't say otherwise. Solo always looks great in these matches. But I feel like the whole thing was like the thing with Shakeup, and Shakeup barely got any time tonight. Are we gonna do a whole thing with Shakeup on Monday on Raw, or is it gonna be Shakeup next week, just saying, just throwing it down on SmackDown before Backlash? I mean, I don't understand it, man. Like, why didn't Shakeup? They advertised Shakeup. Shakeup was supposed to talk. He was on the poster to talk. He got 5 seconds at the end of the show. He came out after the match and literally destroyed the Usos or whatever. No, I'm sorry, My Family Tree or whatever. And he's like, "Hey, yo, Usos, tell your boy Roman I'm gonna dog walk his ass at Backlash." And then the credits rolled. What are we doing here, man?
I don't know. This is just really bad writing. I mean, that's why I think
booking, bad writing, it's bad everything. It's bad business, bro. They're rushing into Shakeup and Roman. You and I both know that. That's a fact. And now they're trying to make other storylines for after Shakeup loses the belt. Jacob's not winning that belt on Roman. There's no way. Roman's booked every single Raw this month, and now I just found out Roman's booked every Raw on June as well. No way Roman's losing that belt.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, Roman's really crucial right now to the storyline. Yeah,
there's nothing going, and that's why I told you, man. My Family Tree, they need to go. They really do, because end of the day, for them. Just like the Wyatts, there was nothing for them.
Yeah.
It's not about dark characters and no dark characters, bro. It's about there was nothing for these guys. Nothing for Alistair, nothing for Selena. They did what they could do. They're done. Same thing with Kairi Sane. Was a more interesting story. She wanted to leave, apparently. So they came to a mutual terms thing, like I've been saying all night. But the whole thing with this is, I'm telling you again, there's too much going on with this, and there better be a big payoff. I'm hoping the payoff is maybe you move, Solo over to Raw to go after Roman. I don't know. I don't know what the payoff is going to be on this. I don't understand. So I don't get it, man. I don't. By the way, I forgot to mention earlier the whole Gunther thing. It looks like he's moving to SmackDown to go after Cody. I forgot to mention that's going to happen too, I guess. So, yeah, great.
Interesting.
All right, man. It's getting late. I'm going to run the intro and we're going to get the heck out of here because it's getting late. That's the show. I can't defend this anymore, man. I've always tried to get on here before we even run my intro. I sit here, I try and defend this shit every week. I can't defend it anymore, Vince. I'm sorry. It's bad booking. It's bad writing. There's just nothing to defend anymore. I'm trying. I want to believe. I want to watch SmackDown every week. It's just, why should I? Make me decide why I should watch SmackDown, besides us reviewing it, obviously, over tonight's hockey game, which I'm actually watching listening to in the background as we're live here. Because that hockey shit, man, it's been intense. Like, these games going to overtime and this, that, and the other. Like, I was telling my dad, I was like, that's crazy, that hockey. But, they're punching each other left and right. It's crazy. But, no, it's just, what are we doing, man? It's just, I don't know. I don't want to end the show on a bad note. So, we're going to run my segment here. But, yeah, I really hope they get things together. After Backlash going into SummerSlam, when SmackDown moves 2 hours, bro, I really do hope WWE gets their shit together, because I want to see good stories. I want to be, glued to my TV being like, oh yeah, I'm interested in this. Like Randy and Cody, I was interested in that for a while. Anyway, let me find my intro real quick, guys, and then we'll get on with it here. Do you have anything else to say before we before I do the news, Vince? I don't know.
I just hope next week's show is a lot better.
It's the go-home show, so I hope so too. I really do. I hope we get Shakeup Fatu. We were supposed to get him. Like, this is what pisses me off, bro. Before you even done my intro. But, we were supposed to get him. He was advertised. We got 5 seconds. Why? Why did they cut him? Is he going to go jump Roman on Raw? Roman's on Raw Monday, by the way, bro. So, stay tuned on Monday. If Fatu goes and jumps his ass, I think he's gonna. And then we'll get, hopefully, the explanation next week, on the Go Home show. I really do. It's just, oh, man, I don't know. It's just, what are they doing, man? I don't know. I agree with you. I hope it gets better. All right, let's run the intro, guys. Be right back.
Hey guys, what's up?
I don't say that anymore. I gotta change my news intro when I get a chance. Anyway, I do have it on my thing, on my laptop. Anyway, PW Insider said some BS about the roster cuts, and then Meltzer said, no, that's not true. And then he said, it's not true. It's a back and forth BS of the dirt sheet saying what happened with the releases, happened. And I kind of believe, unfortunately, I hate to say, I kind of believe Meltzer more a little bit here. I told you earlier, they had nothing for these guys. That was the real story. Now, maybe PW Insider, maybe Mike Johnson's right in a way, right? Maybe he's saying, hey, you know what? They don't like the dark characters. But, especially with Alexa saying, about the whole, the Dark Bliss, Dark Alexa Bliss is retired and all. Maybe they're right, but you know what? I don't know. I don't know what to believe on this story. All I know is everybody got released, and it seems like a lot of people are trying to make waves, but honestly, it's not enough to bring them back to WWE, let alone go to AEW. Oh. Anything you have to say on that, man? I don't know.
No, I mean, it's not like something we've never talked about before.
Right. No, yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Anyway, next one. Here we go. SmackDown is moving to 2 hours starting in July when the contract starts with the USA Network. SmackDown's 3 hours for now, and then they'll be moving. The second half of the year will be 2 hours. So basically, we'll be going live in July. We'll be going live at 10 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock, guys. So stay tuned for the time sheet when we get it. Wrestling Votes said that Stephanie McCare really did actually get hurt, and it will keep her out of action for the foreseeable future. There is no timetable. Somebody supposedly said maybe 6 weeks is the minimum. They're hoping she can return for SummerSlam. So we'll see. Ash by Elegance actually said that, she announced she's undergoing surgery. She shared the news on Instagram and X. Okay, this one was crazy. I gotta send you the video. I don't know if you've seen the video yet. This was nuts. So Anna Jay's contract is coming up. She went on a live stream last night and literally said to everybody that the rumors are bullshit. The contract is expiring. And she called, Jack Perry was there, and he called out, I'm not going to say the name, but you can go look up the video online, and it was a whole lot of crazy. So it looks like Jack Perry might be a babyface now in AEW again, and he's calling out some of the dirt sheets about some of the BS. So, yeah, very interesting stuff here. And then I have here that Rebel or Reba, as she announced that she actually has ALS. My thoughts and prayers are with her and anybody dealing with that. That's just a terrible disease. I believe there's no cure for that. And it's just kind of crazy because we haven't seen her, and I think she's retired now. So, but yeah, it's just kind of crazy that she. I think somebody said it was a misdiagnosis, and somebody said with this, somebody said with that. So I don't know, but it really is sad, and that's really all I got this week, man. You know, it was just
let's keep her in her
really
prayers,
wasn't
everybody,
much.
and hopefully she gets a speedy recovery.
All right, I'll run down the shows real
As
quick.
much as she can.
You want me to
there's
run
no
down the
tears
shows, or
for
do you
her.
want to do it?
No, I'll do it. Okay, guys. There's a lot of stuff to watch here on UPR. Check out Monday nights. I filled in this week with your buddy, the great Grand Slam Pumbaa. So it's usually Rated R Review Show Monday nights with the Zia Silent and the executive consultant. On Tuesday nights, we have the Wrestling Doll and the Great Slam Pumbaa for NXT reviews. Over on Wednesday nights, it's the NXT gang when the All Elite Heat podcast. The Sheriff, Cactus Katie, brings it to you live Wednesdays right after Dynamite. And then you can check us right here every Friday night. Me and the Mad Dog bringing you the news, the information on the SmackDown Showdown.
And once again, we'll be moving to 10 p.m. in July. Yay! I'm actually looking forward to that because that means it's less story. You're happy about it too. I know you are, man, because we get done with these at fucking midnight. Anyway, That's our show. I'm wearing my Cody Rhodes shirt. And actually, speaking of like them falling apart, this one is. My mom actually yelled at me. She's like, what are the quality of these shirts? Where are we getting off? She's like, what are the quality? She's like, the quality of these shirts. You don't know how many shirts I've had to throw out because they're just so badly made, bro. Like, I get your point about the t-shirts. Like, it's so bad. And this was like $40 for this. So, yeah, it's just crazy, bro. Crazy.
Well, that is all the time we have for you guys. Thank you for joining us for the
That
SmackDown Showdown. We'll see you next week right here, right after
That's the
SmackDown.
go home show. The go home show.
It is the go
Are you
home show.
excited
We'll
for the
be
go
running
home
down the Backlash card and everything.
Woo! See you guys next week.
See you guys.